Royal Caribbean just dropped some major policy changes that are going to affect millions of cruisers. And let me tell you, some of these updates are not what passengers were hoping to hear. We're talking about drink package restrictions that could cost you hundreds of dollars if you don't know about them. New bar rules that might change how you enjoy your cruise cocktails. And some policy updates that are already causing heated debates in cruise forums across the internet. I've been digging deep into these changes for the past 2 weeks, talking to crew members, analyzing the fine print, and even testing some of these new policies on my recent Oasis-class sailing. Some of what I discovered will save you money. Other changes? Well, let's just say Royal Caribbean is tightening the screws on some popular cruise hacks that passengers have been using for years. Today, I'm breaking down every single change, what it means for your wallet, and most importantly, how to navigate these new rules without ruining your cruise experience. Trust me, if you've got a Royal Caribbean cruise booked, you need to know this stuff before you sail. Before we dive into the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button because Royal Caribbean changes policies regularly and you don't want to miss updates that could affect your vacation. The big one, drink package sharing crackdown. Let's start with the change that's got everyone talking. And it's not good news for passengers who've been bending the drink package rules. Royal Caribbean has implemented new technology and enforcement procedures that are making it nearly impossible to share drink packages between passengers. Here's what's changed. They're now using facial recognition technology at many bar locations to verify that the person ordering the drink matches the person who purchased the package. No more handing your SeaPass card to your spouse while you're in the bathroom. No more ordering for the table with one drink package. I watched this system in action last month on Symphony of the Seas. A passenger tried to order 2 drinks using his wife's card while she was back at the cabin getting ready for dinner. The bartender's tablet immediately flagged it, and they refused to serve the drinks until the actual cardholder was present. But here's where it gets really strict. If you get caught trying to share packages multiple times, they can revoke your entire package without refund. I'm talking about losing $400 to $600 worth of drinks because you tried to game the system. The facial recognition isn't perfect yet. It sometimes has trouble with people wearing sunglasses or hats. But Royal Caribbean is rolling this out fleet-wide throughout 2025. By the end of the year, most ships will have this technology installed. New purchase requirements that'll hit your wallet. Royal Caribbean has also changed the drink package purchase requirements, and this one's going to cost families and couples serious money. Starting immediately on all new bookings, if anyone in your cabin is 21 or older, everyone 21 and older must purchase a drink package. This used to be a rule they enforced loosely. Maybe one person in your group doesn't drink much, so you'd skip buying them a package. Not anymore. The system now prevents you from purchasing packages unless everyone eligible in the cabin gets one. Here's a real example. Sarah from Michigan booked a balcony cabin with her husband and adult daughter. The daughter rarely drinks, so they planned to buy 2 packages instead of 3. Under the new system, they were forced to purchase a 3rd package at $65 per day. That's an extra $455 for a 7-day cruise they weren't planning to spend. The only exceptions are documented medical conditions or religious reasons, and you need to provide official documentation before sailing. A simple "I don't drink much" won't cut it anymore. Bar service changes that are raising eyebrows. Royal Caribbean has quietly implemented new bar service policies that are changing the entire cocktail experience on board. The biggest change? Automatic gratuities on all bar purchases, even if you already have the drink package. Wait, what? Yes, you heard that right. Even with an unlimited drink package, they're now adding automatic gratuities to every single drink order. It starts at $1 per drink and goes up based on the drink's regular price. Over the course of a week, this can add up to $50 to $100 in additional charges you weren't expecting. The reasoning, according to Royal Caribbean, is that drink packages don't include gratuities for bartenders, and they want to ensure crew members are properly compensated. Fair enough, but they should have been transparent about this change instead of quietly implementing it. You can adjust these gratuities at guest services, but most passengers don't realize they're being charged until they review their final bill. It feels sneaky, and passengers are not happy about it. Speed of service restrictions. Here's another change that's affecting the bar experience. Royal Caribbean has implemented cooling off periods between drink orders to prevent overconsumption and reduce liability. You can now only order 1 alcoholic drink every 5 minutes. This might not sound like a big deal, but think about it. You're with a group of friends, you order a round of drinks, and someone finishes theirs quickly and wants another. They can't get it for 5 minutes. The bartender's computer literally won't allow the order. I experienced this firsthand at the Bionic Bar on Odyssey of the Seas. Ordered a cocktail at 3:17 p.m., finished it quickly, Tried to order another at 3:20 p.m. and was told I had to wait until 3:22 p.m. It's awkward for everyone involved. The policy makes sense from a safety standpoint, but it's creating weird social situations and longer wait times at bars during busy periods. Specialty drink exclusions expanding. Royal Caribbean has significantly expanded the list of drinks that aren't covered by their beverage packages, and some of these exclusions are catching passengers completely off guard. Premium spirits that used to be included are now excluded. Top shelf tequila for margaritas, extra charge. Premium vodka for martinis, extra charge. They've essentially created a super premium category that requires additional payment, even with the deluxe beverage package. Fresh juice cocktails are increasingly being classified as specialty drinks with upcharges. That fresh watermelon margarita or strawberry daiquiri might cost you an extra $3 to $5, even with a drink package. Craft beer selections are shrinking too. Many of the popular craft beers that used to be included now require additional payment. The included beer list is increasingly dominated by mass-market brands. Location-based pricing tiers. This is a big one that most passengers don't know about yet. Royal Caribbean has started implementing location-based pricing for drinks, meaning the same cocktail costs different amounts depending on where on the ship you order it. Drinks at pool deck bars are now priced higher than drinks at interior bars. Specialty restaurant bars charge premium prices even for standard cocktails. Suite class only bars have their own elevated pricing structure. This affects drink package value significantly. If you spend most of your time at pool deck bars, your package delivers less value than if you drink at interior lounges. But Royal Caribbean doesn't explain this when you're purchasing packages. New ID requirements and age verification. Royal Caribbean has implemented much stricter ID checking procedures that are catching many passengers off guard. Everyone purchasing alcohol, regardless of age, must now show ID for every single transaction. This means you need to carry your ID everywhere on the ship if you plan to drink. Forgot your driver's license back in the cabin? No drinks until you retrieve it. The days of just showing your SeaPass card are over. International passengers are having particular issues with this policy. Some bartenders aren't familiar with foreign IDs and are refusing service even with valid passports. It's creating frustrating situations for passengers who thought their valid identification would be sufficient. Poolside service restrictions. Royal Caribbean has quietly eliminated drink service at several poolside locations and significantly reduced service hours at others. Pool deck bars that used to operate from 9 a.m. to midnight now close at 10 p.m. Some smaller pool bars have been eliminated entirely. The drink runners who used to bring cocktails directly to your pool chair have been reduced dramatically. On many ships, you now need to go to the bar yourself instead of having drinks delivered poolside. This is partly due to staffing challenges, but it's also a cost-cutting measure that's reducing service levels passengers have come to expect from Royal Caribbean. Mobile app ordering changes. Royal Caribbean launched mobile app drink ordering with great fanfare, but they've quietly implemented restrictions that make it less useful than advertised. You can only order drinks for pickup at specific locations, not for delivery to your location on the ship. The app also limits how many drinks you can order at once and requires in-person pickup with ID verification, eliminating most of the convenience benefits they originally promoted. Worse, app orders sometimes don't properly sync with drink packages, leading to double charges that require guest services visits to resolve. The technology isn't ready for widespread use, but Royal Caribbean continues pushing it. Private island beverage policy updates. Royal Caribbean has changed their beverage policies at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and these changes are affecting how many passengers enjoy their private island experience. Drink packages now have limited coverage on the island. Many specialty bars and beach locations charge extra even with unlimited packages. The Flowrider Bar, Thrill Water Park locations, and exclusive beach club areas all have upcharges that weren't clearly communicated when passengers purchase packages. You also can't bring drinks from the ship to the island anymore. Security checks are more thorough, and they're confiscating beverages that passengers try to transport. Suite class beverage changes. Even high-paying suite passengers aren't immune from these policy changes. Royal Caribbean has modified suite class beverage inclusions, reducing what's complimentary and adding more restrictions. Minibar restocking is now limited to specific brands and quantities. Premium spirits in suite minibars now require additional charges, even for suite passengers. The complimentary beverage service hours have been reduced in suite-only areas. These changes affect passengers paying premium prices for suite accommodations, and they're not happy about reduced benefits after paying thousands extra for upgraded cabins. What this means for your next Royal Caribbean cruise. All these changes add up to one thing. Drinking on Royal Caribbean is becoming more expensive and restrictive than ever before. The company is clearly trying to increase beverage revenue while controlling consumption and liability. If you're planning a Royal Caribbean cruise, here's what you need to know. Budget for higher drink costs, even with packages. Between new exclusions, location-based pricing, and automatic gratuities, your actual beverage spending will likely be higher than expected. Plan your drinking locations strategically. Interior bars offer better package value than pool deck locations. Timing your drinks around the 5-minute restrictions requires some planning. Bring proper ID everywhere and be prepared for strict enforcement. The relaxed atmosphere of cruise drinking is becoming more regulated and bureaucratic. Consider whether drink packages still make sense for your drinking habits. With expanded exclusions and restrictions, the packages deliver less value than they used to. The bigger picture. These changes reflect Royal Caribbean's broader strategy of increasing ancillary revenue while managing operational costs. They're following the airline industry playbook of charging more for services that used to be included or less restricted. From a business perspective, these changes make sense. Royal Caribbean is dealing with increased costs, regulatory pressures, and liability concerns. But from a passenger perspective, it feels like nickel and diming that reduces the carefree vacation experience people expect from cruising. Industry trends and competitor responses. Other cruise lines are watching Royal Caribbean's policy changes closely. If passengers accept these restrictions without significant pushback, expect Norwegian, Carnival, and other lines to implement similar policies. The cruise industry often follows each other's lead on pricing and policy changes. Royal Caribbean, as the largest cruise line, often sets trends that others follow. What passengers can do. If you're unhappy with these changes, the most effective response is financial. Book with cruise lines that offer better beverage policies. Leave honest reviews mentioning policy dissatisfaction. Contact Royal Caribbean directly with specific complaints about policy changes. Passenger advocacy groups are starting to organize responses to these changes. Consider joining cruise passenger organizations that lobby for better policies and more transparent pricing. The bottom line. Royal Caribbean's latest policy changes represent a significant shift toward more restrictive and expensive beverage service. While some changes address legitimate safety and operational concerns, others appear designed primarily to increase revenue. As passengers, we need to adjust our expectations and cruise planning accordingly. The days of unlimited, unrestricted cruise ship drinking are clearly ending, at least on Royal Caribbean. These changes don't make Royal Caribbean terrible, but they do make cruising more expensive and complicated. Budget accordingly, understand the restrictions, and decide whether these changes affect your cruise line loyalty. What do you think about these Royal Caribbean policy changes? Are they reasonable business decisions or passenger-unfriendly money grabs? Have you experienced any of these new restrictions on recent cruises? Share your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest cruise industry news and policy updates. Until next time, cruise smart and stay informed about the changing world of cruise ship policies.